And happy Friday. I hope you guys are having a good one. I hope you're taking your time to not only make money, but also enjoy your surroundings, enjoy your process, enjoy your journey. But we got to stop lying to ourselves. Now, I'm doing this live directly after I dropped my kids off from school because I was talking to them about certain things, and you guys came up on my mind. Okay? Now, I love my hustler family. I love you guys because while everything can be seeming to go wrong in the world, we always seem to keep pushing, right? And that's good. No matter how crappy you be your job, you still keep it pushing, right? You still get up every day and you still do your task at your job. You still take on your duty at your job. Even if you aren't enjoying necessarily the career you chose or picked, you're still waking up every day to achieve what you need to achieve to get the result that you know you need to get. A lot of the results we need to get, sadly, it all revolves around just paying our bills. I gotta work to survive. In my opinion, having to work to survive is no way to live. But we sometimes lie to ourselves to make ourselves enjoy a temporary comfort. So I was talking to my kids today about video games. Okay, we were talking about video games, and they asked me, "Hey, Dad, why don't you allow us to play games during the week?" And I was telling them, I was letting them know, like, I don't let you play games during the week because games make you feel like you're doing something when you're really not. The brain can't determine what's real and what's not in certain circumstances, right? So what I broke down to them was when you're playing Call of Duty or Fortnite, it's making you feel good. It's making you feel accomplished when you get that elimination, I'll say. Because I don't want to say any keywords that might trigger anything. But when you get that elimination, you get a good feeling like, oh, I just eliminated this person. Yay. It releases the dopamine in your brain, right? And this is the chemical that we all search for. This chemical is in sex, it's in games, it's in food. It's something that is revolved around a lot of things in our lives. And that dopamine can sometimes distract us because we start lying to ourselves, right? So I go to the store yesterday to buy my kids some gifts. Right now, I'm a big Christmas guy. Like, I love Christmas. What's up, y'all? What's up? What's up? I'm from Philly. I'm a big Christmas guy. I love Christmas. So I'm going to buy these gifts, and when I'm walking into the store, I feel like a crappy dad because I didn't get my kids any gifts on Black Friday like I usually do because I was working. And it's been on my mind heavy. I'm like, yo, I don't want my kids to not have no gifts. And what if people buy all the gifts up? Let me make sure I go out and get them some gifts, right? As I came outside the store, had a whole 5 bags of gifts. I started to feel really good. But like I have a tendency to like do shadow work and look at myself from the outside. And I'm like, well, why did I feel bad walking into this store and feel good walking out? Like what about this store validates me or makes me feel anything different than what I felt walking in. Like, what does this store have to offer me? Now you may be like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, what are you getting at? I'm gonna explain, guys. I promise you, it's gonna have to tie in with money in a second, okay? But like, so me feeling successful was contingent on the physical or the material things that I got for my children. Now, that could be good or bad, right? It all depends. But I will say this. In business, it's the same thing, right? If I get a sale on eBay, I'm happy. Great, cool. But if I get about 20 to 48 sales in the morning and wake up to those, I feel even better. I feel like I can take on the world. I'm nicer to people. Y'all ever had those mood swings where it's like something good happened to you? Good morning, good morning. Something good happened to you, and now you're in a good ass mood, right? We all had those. But like sometimes we start lying to ourselves and thinking those good moods are actually real. Instead of realizing that the fact that we had to lie to ourselves in the first place to make ourselves feel good based upon a result that we really don't control, that's dangerous. Me being a entrepreneur, I already know that I have to be able to keep myself motivated and driven no matter what. I got to be able to keep myself good, right? And if I don't, nobody else will, okay? And that is a big issue for a lot of people because what a lot of people do is they give up. They give up. They're like, you know what? I'm not feeling this is for me. Let me go back to working my job, right? And that's that. I can't judge that person, but a little tip that I would give you guys, those out there that are looking to grow, build, and just flourish, is to understand that no matter what you go through in life, there's never going to be a perfect situation. There's never going to be good days. There's never going to be the days like these entrepreneurs try to make you believe. There's always going to be a stressful situation that comes out of nowhere, or a month where you're not making the money you was making before, or a month maybe where you just don't know where you're headed in life. There's always going to be that, no matter what level you are in life. No matter if you got thousands or 100,000, it's always going to be that. You're always going to be chasing money. You're always going to be feeling like you don't have something. That's never going to go away. So if you quit because that hasn't went away, you felt like, oh man, me grinding my behind off would make this disappear, then you quit for no reason, because that's never ever going to happen. Stop lying to yourself and stop chasing a feeling and start chasing a purpose. That was a good one. I don't script none of these. I be just talking out my ass when I be having these morning lives. But I really mean it. Like, start chasing a purpose. Because when you chase a purpose, it doesn't matter what the result is, because you already understand that the purpose has nothing to do with the material aspect. It has nothing to do with it, right? So if you are somebody out there that's trying to sell on eBay or sell electronic products or products in general, you can do it. And if you fail at it, do it better. Figure it out. Stop trying to take shortcuts, because the shortcuts, they don't work. And I really want to explain to you guys what I mean by that, because I'm sick and tired of seeing these fake ass. And I'm gonna go on live in my office and I'm gonna explain this today. Thank everybody for the likes. I really appreciate the likes, the comments. I am driving, so it's really hard for me to see these comments, guys. No disrespect. Good morning, guys. But so I'm sick and tired of like seeing fake drop shippers. Now you got people out there that are drop shippers and they've been drop shipping way longer than I've been making content, and they've been promoting to people saying that they was going to get them rich or make them money and all that, right? And that's good. I'm glad. I'm happy. But I will say this: drop shipping is shitty. Drop shipping on a consistent basis to make profit does not exist. I'm telling you, it doesn't exist. Being a middleman is no longer in existence. Now, can you do it? Yes. Can you profit from it? No. You can't. They lie and say that you can. I have an Instagram account, right, where I follow all of my competitors. Okay? I guess girls would call it like a Finsta. I don't know what to call it. Yeah, it's an Instagram account. Okay? But it's an Instagram account that like not a lot of people know I have. And I follow some of my competitors because I like to keep up with people and I like to see what I'm doing wrong, and I always evaluate myself to make myself better. And sometimes I copy them. Sometimes I copy like certain like little like posts that they do, or I'll copy like the way they like I'll add something into my schedule that I like that they do. Right? I recently just did that actually. And why am I being so transparent? Is because it's like I want you guys to know, like I never look at myself like a finished product. I never feel like I can't learn from somebody. I never feel like I'm too good. I'm always willing to learn, adapt, change for a better outcome, right? So I see this guy. He's making reels every single day, and this guy's making these reels, and the basis of the reel is, guys, stop what you're doing, pick up Canva, and create a ebook. Like what? What? Guys, stop what you're doing, create an ebook, start making money. What? Like it blows my mind because it's like I think the digital product aspect has got out of hand. That's why I just keep bringing it up because it's like, bro, what the what does having an ebook or going on Canva and creating an ebook have to do with making money for everybody? Because a crucial thing is when you go on Canva and you create that ebook, you're not selling the ebook. When I create a product, I'm not selling the product. I'm selling myself. I'm selling my access to me. You're selling the fact that you have value, which in return you put into the book. I love reading books, and books I love reading because it's a way to get or use books. No, it's a way to get mentors. Like Atomic Habits, the book that I read every single morning because I want to increase my habits. And even though I've read it a bunch of times, I keep reading it because it's just like I have James Cleary, I believe, is the author. I believe. But it's just like I have him, the author, as a mentor. And it's like he's talking to me. So that's why I like reading books. But it's the same thing when it comes to like why people should consume content. It's like you should consume content in anticipation that that person you're consuming is going to act like a mentor to you. Like they're going to make sure they give you the proper guidance that maybe they didn't have growing up. And like that's where I get a little frustrated because I'm like, well, you know, I hopped into this game to change lives. Like I hopped into this game to change my life, to better myself. Because I don't like owning stores. I don't like owning stores, right? If I'm being honest with you guys, owning stores has been one of the most stressful things of my life. Owning storefronts is just stressful because you can get robbed, you got employees stealing, all that. If I could teach people all around the world and work with them and open stores with them and delegate the stores to them, it makes more sense for me. So that's always been my goal. I've done it in Atlanta, Buffalo, New York, and also in why can't I think in North Dakota. So I've done that with 3 people already. 3 of my mentees, I've helped them create stores, and now they are phone flipping and reselling products in their own physical stores that I have a partnership with in 3 states. And that's a great feeling. I make money from those locations, not a lot, but I make some. I also have the ability to now travel, go and look at the stores, use it for content if I want, and that's on top of my stores, right? But I would never have got to that point if I wasn't being honest with myself and seeing how because I don't want to say not good, how much I have to improve. I have so much to improve. And some people look at me and say, Brandon, why are you always so down on yourself? I'm not down on myself. I'm not disappointed in myself. Well, yeah, I am. I am disappointed. I'm being fully trained. I am very disappointed in some personal decisions I made in my life. I'm very disappointed in myself. That would be a lie for me to say. But I'm not disappointed in my business. I'm actually more so, I'm more so satisfied. I'm happy. I wouldn't say satisfied. I'm happy. Because I grew my business from nothing, right? I still don't get the views I feel like I should get, but please don't get it mistaken, bro. I literally started this YouTube stuff from doing pranks with a girl, doing I want to have baby pranks, and watching you know what in the bathroom, and my girlfriend finding out pranks and doing this and that. I came from that to actually maturing, making content that would help people grow. You know something? When I had my couples account, my couples channel, which right now is Educatedhustler, we're almost at 10K. But when I had that account, my basketball coach, my high school basketball coach hit me up. I'll never forget this. Now we had 2 videos at 1 million at this time, and I'm like, yeah, like we about to go and hook up with Queen and Clarence. We're about to become the next couple, the next YouTube couple. We're about to become the next. And this is right when Corey and Carmen just got started, and I'm like, yeah, we about. And my high school coach, sorry, I'm in the tunnel, y'all. My high school coach, he texted me on Instagram. He said, Brandon, I'm so proud of what you're doing, but I want you to always make sure you're doing something to teach people. Like, do something for people to actually learn. Now, I remember looking at the DM and thinking to myself, this clout chasing, negative ass, if you don't get out my DM, like, what the hell is you talking about? I'm making money. I'm making videos. I got a bad girl. You know what I mean? Like, I'm good. Like, what is he talking about? That was my thought. Like, what is he talking about? He's a hater. And then now that I look at it, the girl I did YouTube with was just trying to get bread, didn't really like me, was beautiful, but any guy could have her. I was stressing myself out because I had like a high work ethic and the other person didn't. Like, I just started to realize that he was right. Because couldn't nothing come out of me doing a couples channel. Nothing. Like, nothing comes out of a couples channel. Now, was it fun? Yeah. Did I invest a lot of money in it? Yes. But I had to adapt and put that behind me. Because I had to understand I wasn't helping impact anybody's life. I wasn't teaching people. helping to grow people. Now I do it every day. I have created over 85-figure monthly earners this year. And I'm not sure if you guys know how good that feeling is, not to get 5 figures, because I've had that feeling already, and that's the old feeling. But to help other people get 5 figures. Like, I had a guy call me yesterday and thank me about 4 times. He thanked me about 4 times, and the thing he said was, Brandon, I can now buy my children anything they want for Christmas. He said, I can now have the Christmas that I always wanted. And the reason that means a lot to me is because there's been times where I had my store, right? But all my money was going to my stores, and I couldn't even get my kids a gift. But like my family, like, Brandon, you own 4 stores. Why can't you get your own kids a gift? The times where I had to borrow money from family, even though I do own stores and I do have money and I do have, but it's all tied up in the assets. And it's so embarrassing because it's like, you know, I thought having kids would be easy, especially when you are, I won't say wealthy, rich. When you have like a rich, healthy bank account. But then I started to realize that being rich is, it doesn't mean you have a lot of, it doesn't mean you have a lot of money. It means you look like you have a lot of money. That's what being rich is. Like, being wealthy is completely different than rich. Rich is I don't have no assets, but I got a lot of liquid cash. And I had a lot of liquid cash. Problem was, every time it was Christmas, I had to buy all of these products, hire extra people. I would have to pay for them to stay in the store longer. We would, because hours change during the holiday, so hours get longer. So instead of buying my kids Christmas gifts, I had to pay people hourly more. I had to pay people overtime. So the money I would use to buy gifts for my kids would go towards paying somebody for my business. You know how much that hurts, because it's like your kids only are 4 or 5 one time, So like for somebody to call me and say, "Yo, thank you so much, bro. Like now I got so much money, I can actually, I can buy my kids what I need to buy them for Christmas." Made my day, man. Made my day, and that helped me so much, because even now, guys, as somebody that owns a business, I go on YouTube. I teach people how to, good morning. I teach people how to make money and all that. But like, it's hard to own businesses. Like, I'm talking about multiple. That's why I tell people, like, start an extra income stream, but still work, bro. Like, still work, because when you're a business owner, you always gotta wake up in survival mode. Like, you always gotta wake up just never knowing, bro. Like, that shit is so draining. And what I mean by never knowing is you just never know if somebody gonna steal from you. Like I just got in 14 iPhone 16 plus, black, right? Right now in my store, and this happens every year, no matter who's working there. Right now, I'm missing three of them. Now, am I missing three of them because somebody didn't scan them in, or am I missing three of them because somebody stole them? Like, it's just always something. And it's so stressful because, while, yeah, I teach people how to make money and all of that, I think people don't understand, like, the more money you make, now I don't mean to, like, reference the song, but the more money, more problems, you know? But if you want to make five figures every month, or if you want to grow and build your business and create a foundation, I can help you do that. But just understand that it comes with more than just, hey man, my bank account look good. Like, a lot of us, we keep lying to ourselves thinking that we want to be rich and we want to make money, but like, you don't understand that, like, that bank account that you got doesn't determine the happiness that you have. And I thought it did. Sometimes I still think it do. Now, money do make you happy. Money do fix some problems. My mom just wanted to get her bathroom redone. I just paid $8K just to get a bathroom redone for Christmas. So, like, don't get me wrong, bro. Like, I'm not here to act like, things are always bad or whatever. But I will say, if I was a regular person that had a 9 to 5, my mom wouldn't be expecting me to do anything like that. Like, you feel me? Like, y'all see what I'm saying? Like, if I didn't have the position I have, my mom probably would be asking me for, like, jewelry or something. So, like, don't ever get it mistaken to think that, like, you have to make a certain amount of money to be happy. I want you to think about it like, yo, I just want the freedom to be able to move how I need to move in order to make myself and others happy around me. Because that's really what matters, right? And yeah, like, I'm just constantly trying to just improve and get better. And I'm never just hard on myself, but I just don't lie to myself. Some people be like, yeah, family is the thing that makes you happy. Family is the thing that makes you motivated. I don't think family is the thing that makes you happy. But again, I only can talk as a man, bro. Like, as a man, it's like my family motivates me, but like, I gotta grind to make my family happy because I don't want my daughter to be relying on another man to provide for her. You know what I mean? So, like, yeah, family makes you happy and all that. I don't believe all of that. I think my daughter, when I look at her eyes, her beautiful hazel eyes, and when I look and see how she's a beautiful young lady, and I know men will probably try to take advantage of her when she gets older, I gotta remember that, forget the damn happiness right now. I'm talking about my happiness. Let me grind my ass off so that my daughter can see how a man should be treating her. You feel me? Like, I'm keeping it the stack. Like, that's what I think. Like, that's what I show. Like, I don't be showing none of that. I'm gonna read your comment in 1 second, broski. But like, I don't be believing in none of that BS of, oh yeah, like, people this and people that. Like, bro, nah. Like, in order to be happy, in order to grow, in order to build profits, in order to become a better person, I gotta be able to I gotta be able to be the right example for my daughter. You know? I forgot to take the damn trash out. Hold on, y'all. Damn it. I gotta be the perfect example for my daughter how to want to be treated, And Yeah. So yeah, y'all. That's how that works, man. Like we lie to ourselves and think that money is the root of evil. No, it's not. Such love. Thank you, bro. Like, yeah, bro. Like, that's deep. That's deep. That's deep. And I'm so glad I can help you. I'm just so glad, bro. I'm sorry. I gotta do something real quick. Um. Oh, can y'all hear me now? I think y'all should be able to hear me now, right? Could y'all please let me know if y'all can hear me now? Y'all should, right? Can y'all hear me now? I think y'all can hear me, right? All right, bet. Cool. All right, so what I'm about to do, I'm about to tell you about this T-Mobile thing because I think a lot of people a lot of people can take this and resonate with what I'm about to tell you. Okay, I want to give you guys a backstory. So number one, I've had phone stores since 2016. One of my biggest dreams was to be one of those stores that had like, I wanted to be a third party store, because if you ever sat down and listened to how I started reselling products, I started reselling products by doing Wake Up Now. So I did Wake Up Now, which was a multi-level marketing company. Wake Up Now, I had to sell energy drinks. So when I was in high school, I would steal $100 from my mom, right? Well, I wouldn't steal it. I think she would give it to me at this time. I'd take the $100 and I would sign up for Wake Up Now. I signed up for Wake Up Now. Wake Up Now then in return sent me a case of energy drinks. These energy drinks I would have to go out and sell. Mind you, I'm only in high school. So I would go to my high school and I played ball. So I was a part of the ball team. So what I would do is I would tell the people on my ball team, like, yo, these other energy drinks is good for you. Take them, right? So I was selling energy drinks. I ended up making a good amount of money. And then I ended up trying to get other people to sign up with Wake Up Now. Okay? People started to sign up. My mom was a little disappointed in me because I started to make so much money with Wake Up Now that I stopped going to school. Okay, I started to I don't know if you guys know much about Wake Up Now, but Wake Up Now was one of those things where if you sign up one person, they got to sign up more people, and if they sign up those people, you get paid off of them, and the other people, it was a triangle scheme, right? So I would go out to Miami, I would film videos while my peers are in social studies. I would be out partying, not necessarily partying, but like promoting while my peers are in gym playing dodgeball. Like I would be out there grinding, right? I was always a different breed, not because I'm better than anyone, but because I had a hunger. That's why I call myself hustler. That's why I call myself educated hustler, because while people used to think I was dumb because while I wasn't in school, I was getting bad grades, obviously, I could be considered in other people's eyes as somebody that wasn't that smart, right? But in all retrospect, I was smart. I was just putting my hustle and my grind towards something else. Now, since that was happening, I ended up saying, okay, I'm making money with Wake Up Now. I don't need to go to school no more. But inside of me, I was like, I'm not about to be one of them dropouts. So I went back to school, and I finished everything I needed to do to graduate. My mom came into my room one day, and she said, Brandon, the principal just called me, and they're about to expel you because they're getting calls that you are soliciting a company called Wake Up Now. Like parents are calling the school, and the school now is having an issue with this, and they now want you to put out a statement, or they want you to stop attending that school because students are paying $100 and getting energy drinks shipped to their house. So I had to put out the statement. My mom came in. She said, Brandon, you're never going to graduate. She said, give it up. Because what you're trying to do is you're focused on yourself and da-da-da. If you can get two types of jobs, Brandon. You can either get a desk job or you can get a hard working job where you got to slave every single day. Which one do you want? And she would just tell me this all the time. And in my head, I'm like, yo, I'm finna do my own thing. You don't even know what you're talking about. You work for the government. You're a slave yourself, right? That was my thought process. So fast forward to graduation. I wasn't able to walk on graduation and get a diploma. I don't know how that feels. I wasn't able to do that because of this whole situation of me hustling and having people actually paying me for a business in high school, right? So I wasn't able to walk, but I did get my diploma. I graduated high school. My mom told me the day that I graduated, you either you either go to college or you get out my house. I had a scholarship for basketball on the table. I didn't want to take it because I didn't want to go to college. I wanted to create a business. Long story short, I went to Philly. Now, here's fast forward to the part that I really need to talk about. So when I got to Philly, I still was doing Wake Up Now, but I wasn't making enough money to be able to, at this point, because I was in a different area. I didn't know nobody, so I wasn't making the same amount of money. Okay, so I wasn't making enough money to be able to, get an apartment. So I was living at my grandma's house. Shout out to my grandma. She always believed in me. Shout out to that family member that always believes in us no matter what the hell we tell them. Like, shout out to that family member. And
one day, like my grandma was so thorough, like I'm gonna give her $1 million. My grandma was so thorough that the first night of me living in her house, I created a list of 50 people. And this is how much I really wanted it. Philly is a dangerous place, okay? I went on Instagram and I wrote down 50 people I wanted to talk to. I went to basements and other people's hoods and alleyways on porches and met with these people. I would DM them and be like, yo, I would like to talk to you about my business, Wake Up Now, da 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 da. So I met with these people. I ended up having a seminar in my grandmother's living room. Plastic was on the couch. It was a small ass TV. She had like these little doll figures, you know, grandma's house, typical grandma's house. I wouldn't even let my grandma know they was coming, but she wouldn't kick them out. She would just let them stay. One day during one of these seminars, a person that owned a Sprint store came. Okay, this guy heard about me. He was like, "Yo, I need to go and see this guy. I need to go and be a part of this Wake Up Now stuff so that on his end, this is what he was thinking. I need to be a part of this Wake Up Now stuff because if I can talk to this young man that is promoting this Wake Up Now, he can now get Sprint service for everybody that signs up so we can work together." So he broke down that plan to me and I was like, "Yo, that makes sense. Like, so when I sign people up, you're willing to give them a discount on service. So then they're more enticed to sign up with my team on Wake Up Now because now I'm getting them a discount with Sprint service. You're willing to do it because you're getting more customers. It's a win-win, right?" So with that being said, I'm like, all right, bet. I'm like, let's do it. So we locked in and we did that deal. Now with Sprint at the time, you had corporate stores and then you had third-party stores. This individual was a third party. He owned that Sprint store. Like he paid Sprint to use their name. So he could do more things than the corporate store would, right? So so what he did, right, is he was like, "Yo, Brandon, I'm gonna hire you to get everybody that signs up with your team to sign up for Sprint." I said, bet. So everybody I get, I'm like, "Yo, by the way, if you sign up with my Wake Up Now team, you can then get a $50 unlimited everything plan plus a new phone with Sprint." So it would work. Like we would get people. My first day doing it, I probably made like $30. But fast forward to like months and months, I was meeting girls at like McDonald's and guys in Kensington. And if you know about Philly, you know Kensington is zombie land. So I was meeting people and the most dangerous places, dropping off the phones and taking the money for them to be a part of my team. Because remember, I'm still doing Wake Up Now. Until the Sprint guy was like, "Yo, what if I told you I can supplement that whole profit you make with Wake Up Now if you just work with me?" So I'm like, all right, bet. So then I started working with the Sprint. But I was like, "Are you trying to hire me?" Because at that time, I'm like, well, if I'm going to stop working doing Wake Up Now, doing my own business, I need you to make sure that I'm straight financially. So then I remember vividly because I was only like 19, 20, and we was driving in the car, and he was driving in a Genesis. And at this time, I never really heard of a Genesis. It was I think Genesis or Honda, right? But it was a Genesis, and I remember this car was nice as hell. So I was like, yo, this car nice. Like, it was the first time he ever heard of a Genesis. He was like, he looked over at me and he said, "You know what, Brandon, I want to tell you something." He said, "You pay this car note and you pay my mortgage just off of you." And I was like, damn, like in my head. Like outside, I was like, "Oh, that's nice of you." But inside, I'm like, damn, like that's kind of messed up. Like, why don't I do that for myself? So that's when he offered me that thing. He was like, "Yo, just work with me at my Sprint store and forget about the Wake Up Now. Forget about all of that. Just work for me." So I told him, I was like, "I'm not going to work for you." I said, because especially when you tell me I'm paying your bills, I'm paying your car note, you got a better car than me. I was already savvy to the fact that, like, I'm not about to make somebody else more money than I can, that I'm going to make, right? Like, this isn't where I'm going to just sacrifice myself for you, right? So he was like, okay, we could just pay you under the table. I said, all right, bet. So they paid me under the table, and he would pay me to push out this $55 unlimited talk, text, and data. The benefit to me would be he would just let me eat 50% of the cost with the phones. He would take the whole plan thing. Like the $55 every month, he would get paid. So fast forward, I'm making around probably $1,000 every 2 weeks, hitting the streets. I'm in Broad Island, I'm in B&O, I'm in Cheltenham, I'm in Germantown, I'm in South Philly, North Philly. Like, it's pictures that I could really show you guys where I'm literally sitting at a bus stop with a table full of phones, right? Sort of kind of like how like these people do with free phones nowadays, but back then, nobody was doing this free phone shit. Like, it wasn't no Obamacare. Thank you for the hearts. It wasn't no Obamacare or anything like that. So, like, there wasn't no Obama phones or anything. It was just me, a black boy, just sitting at a bus stop with a white table. The table is right here. This table I've had ever since I was 19. I never, ever let this table go because of how much sentimental value I have with it, right? So it was that table. I would sit there and I would just be like, hey guys, unlimited talk, text, and data, $55 a month, and you just buy the phone, I'll hook you up first month free service. Boom. I would get people. Long story short, I'm making about $1,000 every 2 months. I'm tricking on girls. I'm thinking that I'm just that guy. One day I go and I pull up in a new Nissan Maxima. You know when the Nissan Maxima body style changed? So I pull up in that, and then the guy that I worked with, with the Sprint store, he was like, yo, how you get that? So what I found out was, I'm just gonna upcharge for the phone. When I sell these phones, I'm upcharging. So I'm telling him, like, yo, like, I'm just selling the phones, man. But I saw him being jealous. He was like, yo, how you get this nice ass car? So then I started to peep and started to ask questions. How you get paid? Turns out that all of these phone stores is something called MRC, it stands for monthly recurring charge. Okay? Every time you right now, when you pay your bill, you are paying AT&T, T-Mobile, Verizon, whatever you got. But that's not how much it really costs. They're paying the store you brought from, if it's a third party, 2 times. So if your bill is $50, when you sign up, they get paid $100, plus they get paid $50 for 12 months. That's how it used to be. It's a little different now. But that guy was making bread off of me, basically, okay? So I ended up telling him, I was like, yo, listen, I'm not going to keep doing this and getting the crumbs. You feel me? So we finna have to figure out a new deal because I'm trying to get this bread. Thank you, Ren. I appreciate it. I'm trying to get this money, right? So I really appreciate that. He was like, well, listen, Brandon, let's try to sit down and come to an agreement. Now, this is a white Jewish boss. I love Jewish people. The reason I love Jewish people is because Jewish people, they usually make you work your ass off to get information, but you can always learn by how they move, right? Jewish people, in my opinion, are a culture, they have a culture, that is very information based. Like they won't just tell you, right? Like you gotta actually learn. And that's why I love the Jewish community, because you actually gotta go out and see, listen, and then it's like you unlock something in them, and then they start actually telling you stuff, right? So this Jewish guy, because now I'm gonna refer to him as a Jewish guy, right? Because that's important. Jewish guy was like, well, I'll cut you in on the Sprint stuff, but I always got to eat more, basically. So I'm like, okay. So he started showing me how they put the products on the wall. So he started telling me, so Sprint doesn't give me products to sell. I'm like, wait, what? Yeah, Sprint don't bring those products to me. I go out and get the products. I'm like, wait, so all of these products on this wall, you pay for? He said, yeah, that changed my life. Phones, flipping phones was good. I was making around 1,000 to 2,000, 1,500 every 2 weeks. But when he told me that all of the products around me, he actually brought with his money, because there were screen protectors for $40 freaking dollars, cases, every case was $50, chargers was $25. So I'm thinking to myself, I already knew that this stuff didn't cost that much, but I didn't know he was the one that had access. So when he told me, like, yo, I pay for all of this, I was like, in my head, I need the plug. I need the plug. But I can't ask him for the plug, because if I ask him, hey, how are you getting, or where are you getting these products from, he knew I would be a direct competitor, and obviously this Jewish guy wasn't willing to give me information without him getting something better or getting more, right? So we talking, he teaching me like little things, but then one day I said, hey, I want to start an eBay. I was like, I want to start an eBay. Can you sell me some of your products? And he slipped up. And this is how you can always get a distributor, right? You got to learn, and this is why I tell you guys, stop falling for these fake-ass influencers that are acting like they're really making money, or they're acting like they really have something that is building them profit, right? What happens is, the way that you really grow, good morning, Norfolk, yeah, I love Virginia. I actually was just in Virginia. I was actually at the T-Mobile headquarters down there. It wasn't Norfolk, it was somewhere. It was like one of the most wealthiest, dang, I forget, but what's up? Oh, I can't remember where I was at in Virginia, but I was just there. But yeah, so basically, everybody wants to make money, right? I'm going to tell you a secret. The best way I've got my connections, because people always ask me, how do you get your electronics? How do you get your wholesale buyers for phone flipping? I literally got all of these people, I lied to you not, from, I'm trying to leave Virginia. I hear that. Listen, everybody's trying to leave where they from or where they at. I wish you the best. I hope that you do, and I wish you the best on all your endeavors for sure. But so every connection I got from somebody that didn't want to give it to me. Everybody I know growing up was always trying to gatekeep, and they were trying to gatekeep, but they were still trying to help me. I got my first wholesale buyer off of Craigslist, but that whole buyer off of Craigslist that I met him at a 7-Eleven, but I didn't personally schedule the meetup. My best friend scheduled the meetup to sell this guy a phone, just in general. He just wanted to sell one phone. Me, I would looked at it like, hold on now, I need to get to know you. And I took him out to lunch. My last $300 to my name at that time, I spent going to Capitol Grill, taking him out to eat. That's a whole nother story. But regardless, so with the Sprint guy, right, we sitting there, I'm like, I want to start an eBay, so can I buy some product? He like, yeah. So he like, I'm going to show you how much I pay for it, and then I'm going to just charge you $1.50 higher. So he showed me the invoice, and then I saw the company he was buying it from. So I tried to contact the company, but the company wouldn't just work with me. The company wouldn't answer me. So I needed this Sprint guy's go-ahead. So what I did was I was like, oh, man, I just brought this from you, but I brought 500 headphones from him one time, and I was like, about 250 of them are damaged. Can you refund me? He like, I'm not refunding you. He like, yo. I was like, can I hit up the company? and then I name dropped the company. And then ultimately he was like, all right, go ahead and hit the company up. So I was like, hi guys, I'm hitting you up on behalf of Jason. That was his name. And once I said his name, I was in there like somewhere. Once I said his name, then I had credibility. And then I was like, hey, by the way, I have my own phone store. I didn't have a phone store at the time. I had my own phone store, and I wanted to know if it was possible for me to open up an account with you. And that's when I learned how hard it is to resell, bruh. They said, all right, first we need your EIN paperwork. We need your articles of incorporations. We need your reseller's permit. And it was something else. But they were like, they needed all of this documentation. I ain't had not one. I didn't even have an EIN. Remember, I didn't have a business at this point. I was just working I was hustling, right? So I went out and faked documents. And I'll never forget this. I faked my EIN paperwork when I could have just went to irs.gov and just got it. I faked everything. I got the little partnership. They accepted me. But then I hit another damn roadblock because I'm like, all right, bet. So I'm still working with the boy at Sprint, but he don't know behind his back I'm talking to the people that's putting all the products in the store. So when I went to go do my first order, I'm like, hey, can I get like 5? This is when the iPhone 5C and stuff was out. So I don't know. I was like cases and like, little stuff. So I was like, can I get 5 of this, 5 of that? And then it was like, no. It got to be 50 pieces minimum. I'm like, what? Like, yeah, you got about 50 pieces minimum. So I'm like, damn. So I didn't understand what he meant because I'm like $50. He's like, no. In order to get wholesale price, you need to pay us, but you have to buy 50 of each thing you want. I added that thing up. It had to be like $8K, like of what I wanted, right? So what I did was, I'll never forget. So what I did was, I called the Sprint guy and I was like, yo, my car broke down, bro. Yeah, you have to buy them both. So I was like, my car broke down. The guy was like, your car broke down. I was like, yeah, my car broke down. Is there any way that you can give me more profit for the phones that I sell? He's like, all right, listen, in order for you to get your car, you probably gonna need like $3K. Mind you, this Jewish guy owned more companies than just the phone store. He owned phone store, the car lot, like 2 other medical business. Like, he had bread. I wasn't expecting him to give me no money. I wasn't expecting him to give me no connection. I just wanted him to shave off the amount that I was paying him for the phones, and he did. He said, yo, you could, the next like 11 or 12 phones, you keep 100% of the profit. What? I was selling iPhone 5Cs for $500. I was drawing like, so long story short, I got like $5K, and I put all that money into the products. I put every dollar into these products. They sent me a big ass box to my house. I opened it, all these products. So I'm like, okay, all right, cool. Now what? And that was the hard part because I was selling phones on the street, remember? And I was selling to customers. You know what I mean? Like, I was selling to people. So I was trying to think to myself, okay, I guess I'm just gonna go to these bus stops and put products on the table too with the phones. So I did that. First day I did it. A couple people that were like drug dealers, they walked up to me. They're like, yo, what's up, man? I'm like, what's good? They're like, so what's going on? I'm like, nothing, bro. I'm just selling, man. What's good? What you want to buy? They're like, you on a corner, bro. You making this shit hot. I'm like, bro, I'm not making nothing hot, bro. I'm trying to make money just like you. Like, I was that type. I'm trying to make bread just like you. Like, I wasn't scared. You feel me? But, like, they weren't really necessarily scared either. They were trying to rob me. So I would run into people that would like act like they were cool with me, and then if I was in front of my table selling somebody, they would go behind and they would take something. So I was done with that. So then I was like, you know what? Let me start selling online because I ain't had no strap at the time. I ain't had nothing, right? So I started to sell on eBay, made some money. That's when I made my first $500. It took me 6 months to be able to save up to make $500 on eBay, and that was because I didn't know what I was doing. And I've got my first apartment. Well, no, that's not true. I made my first like 500 selling headphones. In the midst of that, you know, I did some other things, had a kid, then I got an apartment. But that's not the point. Point is, I made bread. When I started making money on eBay, that's when I went and I said, okay, Sprint guy, I'm making bread. I got the plug like me more than you because I'm actually putting bread up. I'm not complaining. I'm a young hustler. So I stopped working with the Sprint guy. He then exiled me. So he didn't like that I used his plug. He didn't like how I went about it. He didn't like that I finessed him. He didn't like that. He didn't like that I actually went around him, and he started to tell people, "Oh yeah, Brandon, he did me dirty. I would never work with him again." Only because I separated from him, and that's how some people will be. But yeah, so and that sucks because I would have loved to just keep him as a mentor, but it is what it is. So boom, then I went and got my first phone store. But mind you, I'm selling products though. I'm not selling phones because now I don't got no phone plug. I don't got no way to sell phones because I don't know nobody. Hey Sierra, I don't know nobody that has phones. Like nobody. So what I did was, at the time it was offer up and let go. Like they were both different. Like they weren't together like they are now. So I would go on Craigslist, I would go on offer up and let go, and I would just start using bread to flip phones. And that's why like I sort of kind of look at you guys and I try to tell you all, like stop believing the hype of, oh, all you gotta do is drop shit. Like all you gotta do is be the middleman. All you gotta do is like make money by buying my course and then I'll show you how to use Facebook ads. Like stop doing that shit because what I've learned was when I first started, there were courses available. There were people that were like a big person. When I started, who was a big person? Stormy. And there was some other guy, I don't remember his name. But it wasn't no Bandman Kevos or Grant Cardones. Like they were getting started, but they weren't really out like that, right? So like, but there were other influencers that were like, hey, just sign up for my course. But I didn't do any of this shit with no course. I didn't do any of this shit with no drop shipping. And that's what saved me because I was able to get out of the fact that people were promising me, oh, you'll make fast money. Like, you're not going to make no damn fast money. That's not how this works. This don't work making fast money, right? Like, you're not just going to, y'all not just going to make fast bread. Like, no matter what influencer tells you that they can help you grow and build, it's not true. What it is I'm going to help you just as much as you want, but then I'm going to just dangle something else in front of you so you can buy it. A true person that is making money, doing what they're trying to teach you, they're not going to be trying to monetize it and promising you results. Me, I'm going to give you a prime example. When I first started this and I first got out here and because I had a friend. My friend name was Mar. Me and Mar were standing in my store. I was teaching Mar how to flip phones for him to do in my store. Then he looked at me, he said, yo, bro, why don't you just teach this on YouTube? I was like, bro, I'm not teaching this on YouTube. Why the hell would I do that? He's like, because, bro, it's people on YouTube trying to learn how to flip phones. And he's like, if you do it, bro, you're going to be able to make a lot of money, and you're going to be able to build and grow. I'm like, what you mean? He said, you can expand. And that's the reason why I started the YouTube flipping phones. I didn't start a YouTube trying to teach people how to resell products. I started a YouTube trying to teach people how to flip phones, okay? So, fast forward, I started out trying to copy people. Hey, I got this phone flipping academy, and if you buy the phone flipping academy, it's just a video that was there and some PDFs, right? That's it. But then what I would realize is the people that took my academy, they would never reach back out to me, right? And like that bothered me because I was like, well, the main point of me starting this was for somebody in Virginia, prime example, that took my course to be like, hey, let's work together. And now I got somebody in Virginia that can flip phones with me, and now I'm making money in Virginia and in Philly. You get me? And oh, okay, I got somebody in Texas that took my course. Now they reach back out to me, and now we flipping phones together, and now I can now make money from Texas. You see how my plan was. So that was the goal. But I saw with that phone flipping academy, I was making bread. People was buying my academy a lot, okay? I made a good amount of money. And then I'm like, okay, but nobody's reaching back out. They're literally just watching the video, and I'll never hear from them again. So, like, it's sort of kind of like, damn, like, it's that easy just to make bread? So, like, that's how I felt at first. But then what happened was, as my phone flipping academy would sell, I started to realize, I'm not really necessarily growing. Like, having money isn't new. Having money isn't new. If y'all want to know a realistic number, like a real number. So, I hope you guys know that when y'all see them people, they be like, hey guys, drop shipping, and they go in their Shopify and they show you the numbers. I hope y'all know, all you got to do, this is how thorough I am. Like, I'm just a thorough ass person. So, I tell you guys the most thorough shit because I feel like my main goal is to be a person, like to be a mentor, to be the person that you watch and you be like, yo, he actually keeping it 100 with me and giving me insight on stuff I don't see, right? And you do the same for me. So all they got to do is create manual orders on there. So what they'll do, I'm using both of my phones right now, so I can't show y'all, but what they'll do is they'll go on their phone, and like if I want to go, me and you right now, you're about to buy a charger from me. I can go, if you're in person, and I can say, okay, you want to buy this charger? iPhone Type-C charger, and I'm going to charge you $10 and put it in Shopify. And then it shows in my dashboard that I just made a sale for $10. But I put it in manually. So what they're doing, I don't want to say no names. I'm not going to do that because that's kind of hating. But I am kind of hating, to be honest. I'm not going to do that. What I'll do is just explain. So what they're doing, they're manually putting in orders that amount up to like $900K, $30K. They're manually putting it in, like they're not really getting the sales. You get me? They're just manually putting it into the Shopifys, and then they go online. They're like, yeah, guys, so drop shipping, I just made da-da-da. And then they're acting like they just made that bread, and then people are just buying into it. I never wanted to be like that, because what I realized was, okay, let's say I did do that. If I say, hey, guys, with drop shipping, I just made $9,000 in 5 minutes. If I do that, and then you go and buy my course, and then you try to replicate that, what happens when you don't even get $1? Because I, in real life, didn't get $1. What happens? I thought what happens is you get exposed, people start complaining, they want their bread back. I thought people had an expectation. So what I realized was, as I started to build in the phone flipping community, I started to meet other creators, and they're like, nah, bro, like that's not what happens, bro. They don't say nothing, bro. They don't say, bro, listen, all you gotta do, bro, you tell them, yo, it's a guarantee. If you tell them it's a guarantee, bro, they have to believe you. And when they believe you, this is what you do. You go ahead, you say, yo, I guarantee you gonna make this bread. All you gotta do is da-da-da-da-da, X, Y, and Z. And I'm gonna tell you, Brandon, they're not going to do everything that you say. And then when they don't do everything that you say, you tell them, hey, that's why you didn't make the money. And I said, for real? They're like, yeah, that's how you do it. But I'm like, well, at what point do they start making bread? That's the point, bro. They don't make the money we make, or we show them that we make. What? Yeah, they don't make the bread, bro. If they make the bread, do you think they're going to keep buying from you? Y'all ever been like a thorough-ass person around a whole bunch of clowns, and you just in the room and you just like, what the fuck did I get myself into? Right? So that's how I am. I'm like, yo, hey, okay, whoa. All right now. These people here are unique, right? So I'm around these people, and I'm learning. I'm like, yo, all right. So if I want to build a income stream online, and I want to teach people how to make money, you're telling me I basically need to promise you you're going to make money using my product, but not necessarily be truthful. That's why you'll hear me in a lot of reels, a lot of videos, talk about how fraudulent they are, because that's what they are, fraudulent. And the way you really make money is by being self-sufficient. You might be wondering what that means. What that means is the way you really make money, the way you really phone flip or product resell is by being the person that can get the products on your own. Because you'll run into people that are like, yeah, bro, I want to work with you. I'll provide you products. And then when you start making more money than them, then they start saying, their tunes start changing. Oh man, the price went up, bro. Like, I don't know what's happening at that port, but like, now I gotta pay 5 times that amount to get the products in the port. Now it's like, I gotta charge you, bro. I thought we was cool. So like, that's how it changes, guys. And that's where I just want us to, I want you to look at me and just realize, like, my content ain't perfect. I'm not perfect, as you guys already know, right? And like, I mess up, and I've made a bunch of mistakes in life, but like, one thing I will always commit to doing for you guys is telling y'all the truth, right? Like, giving y'all the insight on what it really is. And sometimes that hurts. Sometimes it's not easy. Sometimes it's not going to be something that you agree with. Sometimes you might look at it and be like, yo, this guy Brandon is really uncut and raw, and he hurts my feelings. Like, some people be like, yo, the way they DM me, like, the way you said that was just so mean. I don't give a fuck. because I come from a parent that told me things I didn't want to hear. My mom told me I would never graduate, and even though that was completely false, wrong, and not okay, if the mindset that I continue to have and the rebellious attitude that I continue to display was consistent, I probably wouldn't have, right? Like, sometimes you need people to tell you the truth and not try to color code shit, because that's when you realize that that person actually cares about your results rather than care about how you feel. Because if you are talking or dealing with somebody, whether it's an influencer, whether it's a friend, whether it's a business partner that really cares and values your feelings over your outcome, you'll start to realize that you're never going to grow. Like, when I find partners, I'm always looking for a partner that doesn't know me or doesn't care about how I feel. Tell me when I'm tripping. Tell me when I'm not where I need to be. Tell me when I'm slacking. Tell me when I'm doing something that would hurt us. tell me the real shit. Like, don't try to tell me something or try to withhold something because you think that it's gonna hurt my feelings, because my feelings aren't gonna feed my family. Who the hell cares how I feel? Like, the bank don't care how I feel. The bank don't care how you feel. Let me ask y'all something. The trees that you, I said the trees, the presents that you might be putting under the tree, do you think that those presents that you might be putting under the tree are going to be brought with feelings? No, right? They're not brought with feelings, but the presents that you put under the tree create feelings, right? So you got to think about it like this. I got to think with logic, and I also got to accept other people's criticisms, and in return, they're going to give me wisdom, and that wisdom I'm going to use to make me money, and that money I'm going to use to make me and other people happy. And that's how you got to think about it. So, like, when you buy anything from me, right? So, prime example, hustlertaughtme.com, I got a whole bunch of stuff where I teach you how to do shit, right? And I even just started, which I'm starting next month, but I'm getting ready to launch it, my one-on-one mentorship, right? But the one-on-one mentorship isn't, it's like literally a mentorship where I give you my phone number and we're like locked in type stuff. But the reason I'm doing that is because I want to be able to connect with a few people, like not a lot of people, but a few people, and see if I can get them to six figures. But I don't get somebody to six figures by saying, yo, bro, come on, man, like you ain't doing your offers on OfferUp, or like you ain't shipped that product, bro. What's going on? You all right? I don't get you to that place by asking you that. I get you to the place by saying, yo, bro, you just cost yourself about $58 in an hour because you forgot to ship it. How we gonna fix this? Oh, bro, my dog died. Okay, bro, let me give you 5 minutes. Go ahead, deal with what you got to deal with, and let's get back to work. Because let me tell you something. Wow, yes, I have a dog right here. My guy Hustle. My dog Hustle is right here. I love Hustle to death. But I'm gonna tell you something. Hustle passed away right now. I can't say, oh my God, hey Hus, hey. Y'all want to see Hustle? I'm telling you, my dog is right here. Let me show y'all Hus. Let me show y'all Hus. Hus, come here. My dog is right here. Hus, what's up? Right? I got my dog right here, playing with his little ball. But what I will say is if my dog passes away right now, I still gotta, in a few hours, walk into my store and be the boss that I am. That's just what it is. That's what it is. Just like the sad reality is, bro, like your emotions don't matter. Like it don't matter. The way you feel don't matter. And it doesn't mean that they don't matter in general, but I'm talking about in business. It don't matter. You got to lock the fuck in. And sometimes that's painful. Sometimes you got to, like artists, they got to do shows and they got things that go on, right? But they got to get on that stage. You got to think about your shit just like that. You got to get up on that stage. You still got work. And that's sort of kind of where it's like, that's where I'm going. Next year, I'm creating six-figure earners. Fuck that. Now, I done created people that made 5 figures a month on a consistent basis, but I'm not settling for that. Because making 5-figure earners is good, but a leader makes people around them better. If there's a ceiling to that, that's an issue, in my opinion. I gotta make people better. And that's what I'm gonna do. But all right, guys, I gotta get off because I have to. I gotta film some videos. I gotta put up some posts, and I'm using both of my phones. So, that being said, TikTok, thank you guys so much. You know I love y'all like a fat kid love cake. Appreciate y'all. But with that being said, guys, like YouTube, y'all know I love y'all, man. I love y'all. I really, 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 really do. You know, and the reason I love y'all is because It's so many hustlers on here. Like, it's so many people that I see that are growing and building. And we started from the ground, bro. We started from the bottom. So like, I'm gonna keep helping y'all, keep going live. I don't give a freak about my numbers. We still locked in. But y'all gotta do your part. You gotta make sure you follow the behaviors when nobody looking. You gotta make sure that you are actually tapped in. You gotta make sure that you actually want it. You feel me? And you willing to do what you need to do to get it. All right, guys. Oh, my back. Thank you so much for watching. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all in the next video, okay? All right, y'all. Peace out, man. Have a great day on purpose.